coming up Saturday? Just what's the feeling around the team, around the coaching staff?
Feeling's been great in terms of just our energy. The big thing that we're focused on is the journey, just what we have to do every day to get better and prepare ourselves for great competition against a great opponent at the end of the day. Excited about what these guys have done. They're taking a lot of discipline, a lot of ownership in their preparation. So we can only hope that continues these next couple of days, and then we'll take the field on Saturday.
Defensively, with the coaching transition, how has that process gone?
Smooth. These kids haven't missed a beat. At the end of the day, they know that the mission at the end of the day is to take every day as it comes and make sure that we continue to make sure our schedule and our culture and our competitive spirit stays the same. And I think that they've done a great job, and that's a testament to them. They've built a great culture in which they take ownership and accountability as players to coach each other and make sure that we keep the main thing the main thing.
A lot of what you guys are talking about, this campus building and culture, how does that originated with the new coach?
The culture at the end of the day, Coach talks about hard things are hard. And, luckily I was with him at UCLA, so a lot of the culture I've already been ingrained in and I understand. But, I think at the end of the day, hard things are hard, but it's about the process in which that's hard, right? A lot of people don't have the self-discipline. A lot of people don't have the accountability, peer-to-peer accountability. So I think these guys have done a great job of just ingraining themselves in the culture from a self standpoint and a group standpoint to hold each other to a standard that I think is like none that's been here before.
Go ahead. I want to ask you about your relationship with Coach Moore, obviously, the time at UCLA. What does he kind of mean to you? What did it mean for him to want you on this side?
Coach Moore is like a second father to me. My dad and him are extremely close. Every time my dad comes to town, he goes over to his house. Honestly, they're kind of similar in terms of their passion for life. My dad's a Marine, so he's very fiery, very passionate about what he does. My dad just golfs a little bit more than Coach Moore does. But, Coach Moore and I have known each other now for 12 plus years. And when he got back into the game of football, the coaching aspect, it's especially special to me just because as a player I saw one side of things where I got to be coached by him, mentored by him, and taught by him, and now to be on the other side of things, it's one of those things that you only get to experience very so often. It's extremely exciting to me. It's a blessing. I'm excited to be here.
When I was talking in 2023 recruits over the summer, one of them, I think it was Ricky, I don't remember exactly. He mentioned, wanted to come here. He knew a lot about Coach Moore through the fact that he hired you as Coach Moore players. Do you think that, on the recruiting scale, how does that kind of help? Can you just talk about what it means to you?
From a recruiting standpoint, I'll tell you this. Brotherhood just doesn't stop on the field. From a recruiting standpoint, from Coach Allen to Coach Mickey to Coach Samus to Coach Shear, Coach Barthel, our entire staff, Coach Abate, everybody, they've taken a brotherhood mentality in terms of recruiting. We don't just do solo one-on-one recruiting. I'm talking to O-linemen, Coach Abate's talking to wide receivers. We got all kind of coaches being involved, and when you do that, it creates this familiarity. So when they do step on campus, these guys know that it's not just one guy recruiting you, one guy mentoring you, one guy teaching you. It's this entire staff is going to be ingrained in the development of you as a person and as a football player.
Dalton, I know you focus on your own unit. You got plenty on the defensive side of the ball, but when you line up against the UConn offense, I wonder, as a defensive coach, can you share your thoughts on what you see on that side of the ball? What could make that offense dangerous?
Yeah, a lot of talent. Yeah. That offense, in terms of us in UConn, they challenge us every day. They have a lot of talent over there. They have young talent, old talent. They have a mix of leadership. They have guys that are on the quiet side, but at the end of the day, they push us to our limits in terms of making sure that we have every answer for these guys on defense, no matter what. And when you have an offense that's going to push you, it's that whole iron sharpens iron mentality where we're going to get a competitive day no matter what when we step up against these guys.
Well, you guys are so reliant on them, of course. I mean, you're not seeing many 9-6 games. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no doubt. And at the end of the day, we know that when the offense plays well, they're pushing the defense to play better, and if we continue to climb that ladder and continue to push ourselves to compete at a high level and make sure the standard continues to raise, that's what happened at UCLA, and I can only hope that we continue to do the same thing here and push ourselves to a higher standard.
What's been a surprise with the secondary that maybe you didn't expect as camp started?
I would say their determination to learn. I mean, these guys are so open to being coached and being mentored. It's exciting for me as a coach because, when I'm sitting there in the office and it's, 10 to 15 minutes before a meeting and those guys are out here on their own talking through things they saw on film before we even get into a meeting, that's what excites me because, when you get kids that want to develop and don't want to just continue to be the same person they were yesterday, that excites you because, they're going to continue to develop and get better and better throughout the season, because they're taking ownership of the process, not the result. We talk about that all the time in my room. We saw a great quote the other day. It talked about how the man that loves to walk will always go further than the guy that loves the destination. Right? At the end of the day, if we love the walk and we love this journey, we're going to go very, very far.
Yesterday, Coach Miller was talking a little bit about how young the coaching staff is. I mean, what's that been like for you? Any learning curves? What's it like?
Learning. I mean, every day is a learning experience, and I'm hoping that I never stop learning. That's one thing I know my mentors from Rip Shear to Coach Mora to a lot of other coaches that I've crossed paths with, they've always told me not to stop learning. You're going to be able to learn life lessons, coaching lessons, mentorship lessons, all kind of things. And so I take every day as a new day and just try to learn as much as I can.
What's a guy like Chris Sheeran brought to the unit?
Leadership. There's a seriousness, but also still a youthful feel to him, where we have to make sure that he knows and understands the culture we're trying to build. The great thing is that he's done a great job of ingraining himself in that and also still being himself. It's been awesome to have him in the room as a leader, but also as someone that we can rely on, and he's done a really good job so far, so I'm excited to see what he can do for us this year.
Just one quick question on Utah State. What makes them dangerous?
Everything. Run game, pass game, RPO, whatever it is, we have to be prepared for it all. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, these first games, you always got to prepare yourself for everything because we don't know what they're going to do. We're basing everything off of last year's film, and we're excited to go out there and be able to adjust on the fly because they had a really good year last year. A lot of talent that's new. So we're excited to go and prove ourselves and compete against our standard, but at the end of the day, compete against a team that's not wearing the same color as us finally.
Seems like there's a strong front seven. What does that do? How does that help the secondary?
Oh my goodness, yeah. That was a big focus of ours in the offseason, was making sure we recalibrated up front and made sure that we could stop the run. Every defensive guy knows at the end of the day, you have to stop the run in order for them to pass the ball, right? There's clock control, things of that nature. So I'm excited about what we've been able to do up front. Those guys are so talented, they're physical, they're violent, and they've definitely upped our standard on defense, and they've made our secondary want to play even harder in the run game, right, to support them, but also understand that when it comes to that third down and we're going to let their hair down and let them go get that QB, we're excited about the opportunity to do that as well. So I'm excited about what they're doing up front. Coach Diabate and Coach Mack have done a great job. I'm just excited about what these guys are going to have the opportunity to do on Saturday and just go compete, and represent this university and this community.